Happy Sunday. This is Bobby, Brian, and JJ Radio. Oh, and Ashley Radio. We have Miss Ashley Scott here. She's with Dan K Insurance. Been in the insurance industry for 8 years. So I guess she started when she was 2. And she's worked with Dan K for 2 years now. I want to say thank you for hanging out with us today.
Thank you guys for having me on.
Yeah, and so we've learned a lot about Miss Ashley here. I'm not going to get into what we just learned about. But anyways, let's talk about insurance because it's kind of our favorite trial. You got 2 real estate agents and one of the biggest loan officers here in town. So
figuratively and literally.
Wow. So let's jump into it. Well, first of all, how did you get into the insurance industry?
So I actually got into it because one of my good friends that worked at the State Farm office had an accident, broke her back, wasn't able to work anymore. She can still walk, but wasn't able to work anymore. So we had talked about that job before, and she actually got a hold of me and said, hey, do you want my job? And I said, well, yeah, I do. So I went in, talked to Alex, and he kind of already had everything ready to go and said, all right, here's when you'll start, and we look forward to having you with us.
Just pass the baton here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Easiest keys.
Yes, that was my first job ever. So, and it
never happened to me before in my life.
No, well, I mean, rejection notices are tough to get. We don't want to go down that road.
I know, for real. Yeah. So, in this insurance industry, I've heard this a lot from my clients. Why are rates going up on some people or almost everyone?
Yeah, no, and that's a big question. I get that a lot. I get a lot of, and I wondered the same thing for my own. But even when we haven't had claims. But typically, the state of Texas will gather data from the past 5 years. And that way they can project for the next 5 years. So whether it's catastrophes or overall claims, because they do have to keep enough funds in their reserves.
And not bankrupt themselves,
yeah. So if you have a claim, you would hope that your insurance company will pay out, no problem. And so in order to keep those funds alive and, thriving for their clients, that's something they have to do. So, it's like take $5 here, $5 here, and that all adds up across the board.
So because of hurricanes that have happened, some of the biggest
hailstorms,
yeah, so all of this stuff is now, like in real estate, we look at the last 3 months to see what a property is worth. So it's kind of the same thing with insurance. So
pretty
they're
much
saying
the same concept.
Where maybe Texas wasn't such high of a risk, now they're looking at what was the hurricane in Houston?
Harvey.
The tropical storm Harvey or whatever. And these hailstorms are like, well, now Texas is kind of a liability, and so rates are going up. Is that kind of the reason then?
Yeah, that's pretty much the reason.
And so even if I haven't made a claim, even through those natural disasters, it could still affect me then.
Yes.
I feel like it actually you have to almost take a step further now, like for the new homeowner or the homeowner that wants to purchase a property. It's like they look at, what are the key things that people look at when buying a house? Schools, location, resale value. I almost feel like insurance is another one of those things they need to start looking at. We just closed a client who has to spend $800 extra a year on a premium for home insurance because they're outside of a 5-mile radius of a fire station. And I looked at that going, I would have never even thought that. I would have never thought to look there. But it's just kind of the way it is.
It's something underwriting takes into account. Yeah. So
because they have to do buckets or what?
I guess, It's
water hose.
And the worst part about it is when you looked at the map, 5 miles, the fire station is literally a block away from the zone.
Oh, no.
And it's just kind of, hey, they're a victim of circumstance. That's the rule. That's what it is.
Well, we had this one time that a VA deal didn't close because remember the light post was too close, and if it were to fall, it could land on the home. It was they measure it's so high.
Oh yeah.
And they couldn't underwrite it
for that.
Wow.
So they had to get a weird insurance policy, and it still didn't work or whatever. But anyways, back to insurance because there are other things. So sometimes, I actually have a really good friend of mine. He's high risk. He is. Do you all write high risk policies?
We do.
Tell me, is that unique as far as insurance companies go? Do some people stay away from them? And if so, how are you guys doing it?
So we can write policies anywhere from for home. We can do $1 million homes all the way down to homes that are worth
$40,000.
$60,000.
Like that.
And so when it comes to high risk, businesses, startups, roofing companies, those are typically high risk.
Because people falling off of the roofs.
Can you define that real quick? What considers high risk?
Somewhere with a DWI.
Yeah, and then with auto,
that's
where we see most of the high risk is people with DUIs or SR22s, multiple accidents, violations, no license. Those are high risk.
What about young drivers under 18 and old people over like 70.
They're high risk.
They are really?
At what age does somebody become high risk?
Lord.
When they become or when they stop?
Is there a certain age where somebody becomes a high risk? Like they're too
older.
So depending on the carrier, some say 65, some say 62, some say 75. It all depends. So in our case, we have over 30 different
like
carriers
I'm
right through.
approaching.
Yeah, 3
Fast.
Gotta watch out.
You got a couple months left, dude.
Yeah, it's all the ginkgo biloba that keeps you looking so fresh.
Yeah. Last questions. Can you shoot rates to different people, and how do you guys give like the different rates out, and like what's like the procedure from getting that to people? Because I think that's the biggest thing too when people are shopping around.
Yeah, especially like on the mortgage or the real estate side. I mean, we kind of need a lot of those quotes turned. So I guess like speed
Same
of
day,
service, right? Yeah.
Yep.
How does that look for you guys? Like, is it one of those where, hey, I submitted in, online, and it's like, okay, well, it's been about 2 days, and I should get something now? Because that's usually what you get with these big name companies that you see on TV. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Speed of service is just not really for them.
No, and that's where we take pride in, is we like to, especially for mortgage companies, as long as you don't get it to us at 4 p.m., we typically do same day.
Yeah, we'll do with 3:55 for sure. We never do 4. Yeah.
Or even 3:59.
Yeah,
It's still,
okay, yeah.
you're still before the 4. But yeah, so to answer your question, speed of service, but we would, let's say you hand me your policy, we take it, we verify all the data, and then we shoot it out to the different carriers, and then let you know which one comes back with the less expensive rate. We never like to alter the coverage, but that's how we like to go, is to make sure, because everybody has budgets, we all have bills, we also like to have fun. So if we can get your insurance rate down, that's our goal.
And always bundle.
Always
It's
bundle
cheaper,
if you
guys.
can. Yes,
Just
please.
bundle.
Please.
Gosh.
For more information about,
I'm on the payroll now, JJ.
yeah,
I know. I'm like, we're gonna hire you in our marketing. Yes.
For more information on this marketer, Brian Gutierrez, I'm saying on Ashley Scott and Dan K Insurance, check them out at dankinsurance.com, or you can call her at 210-822-1017. Again, that's 822-1017. We are back with Bobby and JJ Radio.